Hi YouTubers, hope George shows today. We've got dogmatikla, invoker, shaddoll. Yes, we're playing all three engines together. Now, so the first card we start with is not a total engine, just to get some spells to get some going. There's a lot of spells in the deck, so you apply addition souls because there's quite a lot of spell costs actually. There's two targets for high spell cost. So that's what's sort of quite good to begin with already. And yes, you just use it for the draw effect. You could link away with it and make a nightmare things, but most of the time you're just using this as just a draw engine just to get you going, which is cool, which is good. We'll play too. Now, next is the dogmatikla, Embra Vititus. So all the dogmatikla cards, all the low ones say one thing. Okay, when you have an extract monster on the field, so let's imagine you have like a Elmorad, for example. You're gonna special summon this card from your hand. You could just special summon. The opponent can have an extract monster. You can have an extract monster, but you can't summon from the extract for the rest of the turn. So you gotta be careful. You gotta use this sort of the last sort of piece to make that extra push. So it's not like you can't start your end with this, but you could if you don't want to. Yes, and then when the extra wants to bounce this card in battle, it can't be destroyed battle. So that's not gonna come to effect. You use it to special summon itself and the search. Just so it's one dogmatic spell, one dogmatic card for your deck chance. You can search the monster spell chart. So you want a bit of everything. Most of the time, you want the monsters and the traps. You never want to search the field spell. No, for dogmatic, but if you end up having, that's good. This is down 3. This is the best for level 4, and then we got Dogman for the least of the light. Yes, so this one's just a quick effect. So this one you can just special summon by itself. Yep, face up. So in your main phase, you can just special summon this card as a quick effect. Okay, so it works the prototype. Then you can negate one card effect on the field. Just negate. Yep, and then when this card attacks, it gains 500 attack in a damage step. So it's very good. It's 20, so it comes 3,000 beta, which is good. Level 8, 25, so it comes 3,000 beta, which is pretty good. It's sort of a hand trap for this deck. It sort of forces the opponent. So it's kind of forces the opponents to access because they realize, oh shoot, there's a hand trap. Boom. Yeah, so it just comes onto the field so well, it just stops the card automatically, which is good, which is a good thing, not a bad thing, let's say, but this is good. This is a good level 8, it gets you going really well, and this is basically your winning con. This is basically your OTK card with this. Yes, you might not seem like it first, but you can make an OTK with this quite easily. We haven't got maximum dogmatikla maximum. Okay, you can play. By the way, we are playing 5. We're playing 7 of these. So you can vanish one fusion, one synchro, one exit, one link from your graveyard. You're supposed to send 2 from your extra deck to the grave, and then but you can't summon the extra deck register. So this card's a bit more of a risk and a win, which one's ward sort of card. If you careful enough, you should be alright, but at the same time, your opponent could be smart and get rid of your card. Then you're like, oh shoot, yeah, pretty much. You gotta be a little bit careful. It's got big beauty, so it's good defense, but it's kind of like. So you can send Neftis, you can send the shaddoll cards, you can send pretty much anything you like, pretty much. You just send the shaddoll Gism and the dogmatic fusion, okay, which is cool, which is good. Heard about this. And then if you get a second, you send Neftis and Skull Knight and stuff like that. Nothing too scary really, which is cool, which is good. And the next we play 3 Answer Invoker. Yep, the whole entire deck is literally evolved this. Get this on the field. This is totally just your normal stuff, and this combo is pretty much this. It can make it simply work. Yep, it's your normal summon, and it's your fusion, and it's the way you start your deck. And this deck does not need its normal summon very often, but when it does, this is the card you're hoping to use. Okay, which is cool, which is good. And then we've got all the so we've got all 5 shaddoll cards up one. So Dragon just destroys spells and traps, which is good, which is cool. We just want to send this to the grave and get rid of the spells and trap, which is good. Yep. Then we play shaddoll Beast, just to draw 2 cards or to draw 1. So it really is depending on your options with this card, and this is just no good target at the end there, which is good. Now we play Hedgehog just to search a shaddoll spell or trap, or if you flip it, but that's not very often. Most of the time you're going to be doing the monster effect, which is pretty good because there's quite a few targets for this, which is good, which is cool. Then we've got Falcon just to put get monster back for grave if you have to, but it gets back itself. This is just another name most of the time, which is good, which is cool, which is good. Yeah. And then we got Skulmala just to send more shadolls to the grave, just to get you set up for the next turn and just get you ready. Yep. Then we got Start Shaddoll Wind. Okay, there's just summons a flip monster, just summons a shaddoll monster from your deck, face up or face down, which is good. All from your deck face down. So either way, you always gonna get a monster from deck, which is excellent, which is good, which is cool. Oh, which is good. And that should be the monster side. There's 2 more, so there was 2 of this, but there were 19 monsters, now 17 spells. Yep. Next is dogmatikla. Fessa. We don't use this card very often. If we end up drawing it, it's a good removal from the opponent's X deck, because it just forces the X deck monster out of. Just force them out, so it's just a nice remove at the end of the day. It's another removal, which is cool, which is good, but you're never going to use it very carefully. So you don't have to play this one. I do because I like the flexibility. Yeah. Then you play Far for Survive. Dear Survive. Okay, so Dear Survive. Basically, this is their rota. Basically, let me send 1 extra card to the graveyard, right? And then I get a dogmatikla card, or you can get the fusion, the actual pollinization monster with this deck. Yep, you can search, but then you can't summon anything else next deck for the rest of the turn. Again, this happens, but it's good. It's good. This card just absolutely does everything. It searches, it pops cards if it needs to. It gets your shaddoll engine going. You can get the dogmatikla deck going. You can pretty much go everything. You want to do this sort of after the invoke. So after all your fusion, this is your standard, kind of. Do you want to treat this like a standard, even though you could start with? If you have to start with it, it's perfectly fine. Then play Shaddoll Fusion just to play on the opponent's turn to play summon Winder more, just to summon any fusion we need to summon, which is good, which is cool. Then we play 3 Shaddoll Fusion just to summon any Shaddoll monster from the deck. Shaddoll Fusion with the tails from the deck, or the force to go second. Because this card's never power creep, it's never power creep to answer. And I always like cards like this because you can always stay somehow days at a time and just somehow keep going with it, which is good, which is cool. Then we play 3 education, 2 education. I will play 2 personally. 3 seems to always be too much, and especially when you can play it back in the deck always, which is good, which is cool, which is good, which means you always will have a target. And plus, you can use it from the hand if you have to, but you don't need to, which is good. Then we play 3 magical meltdown, just to get to Aslan quicker, and just to get to the field zone. Plus, makes all your fusion can't be a solve again, which is good, which is cool, which is good. Yeah. Then play Terraform, just to be an extra magical meltdown card. Then we play 1 spellbook of secrets, yep, just to do a little spellbook engine, yep. So we do this, and then we'd go into the spellbook of understand edge, yep, which is good, which is cool, which is good because this little engine helps out, just makes your engine a little bit easier. And sometimes you don't have the right card to start your combo, but then you do, which is good, which is cool. Yeah. Then we play Dogmat, and then we got spells, 17 spells, now 4 tracks. Now we play 1 Dogmatikla, Punches. This is basically 1 removal card, so you send another card to the X deck if the card was lower and higher at a time, basically. And then what happens is with this card, until the next turn you can't summon the X deck for 2 turns. So you'll do it on your opponent's turn. It's quite important. You wouldn't do it on your turn, you'll do it on your opponent's turn. So which will make you go to game a lot, which will force them out, which is much better, which is cool. Then we play Dogmatikla Emperor. Basically, summons Dogmatikla from your hands or graveyard, depending on the situation. This card's pretty good. This This is good if you need that extra monster just to do that extra disruption, or you just need that extra block. So it's like a sort of defensive card, which is good, which is cool. Then we got Rush, Shaddoll, Integration. This just basically flips Shaddoll monsters on the opponent's turn, so you can get the flip effects going, which is good, which is cool. Then we go play Shaddoll Schism. Summon Shaddoll monsters from the opponent's turn, like a Miracle Fusion, which is good, which is cool. Now let's get to the extra deck, which is basically all fusions. Yep. So we play 2 Asacapole Ash Dragon. So this basically searches your deck in the end phase, which is good, which is cool. You can and you won't summon this card. You could never summon this card, but you'd use its effect to Centigrade, which is good, which is cool. Then you play 2 Winders, because this does stop special summon, and you always want to have more copies, which is good, which is cool. And then play 1 Shaddoll Elcalo. Yep, just to send the grave, just to get more and just to get the search. You won't summon it. You might summon it occasionally, but sometimes you want to send to the grave most of the time to get the search. Yeah, they play Elcalo Construct just to get the search, just to send 2 more cards to the grave. You never use the grave effect, but you could in theory, but you don't. You just use this as another Shaddoll name sometimes, or you just use it because it's light, it's easy to summon. Yeah. Then Makama, just to do the OTK potential. It's very easy for this deck to do OTK, which is good, which is cool, which is good. You would use this just to do OTK, and it could do sound, which is good. 2 Makamas just to do the negation. You make this every single turn, which is good, which is cool. 2 Evitus Neftis, which basically just pops cards. Most of the time, you never use the other effect. You just pop cards for this most of the time, which is good, which is cool. You play 2 because it's excellent. Then we play Fossil Warrior Skull Knight. Okay, you just use this. So this is basically another Neftis. You can pop another card. You never use this actual effect. You just use it to pop cards on the opponent's side of it, which is good, which is cool. Yep. Then we play Nightmare Phoenix just to be a generic link too, because sometimes you just need that generic link, which is good, which is cool, and sometimes you just need to destroy spell and one tractor. Then we play Secure Guard just to be another light target, which is good, which is cool, which is good for this deck. Yep, which is really good. It's just the combo with it. And then the last card is Salmon Great Elberod, which is funny. It's not Salmon Great really card to me. It should be given name, but that's just me for you. I think this it's just another stepping stone for this deck, which is good, which is cool, which is good. It's just another link one at the end of the day. It's just another send up, which is good, which is cool. You always could use this card when you know something, which is good. Okay, that's the deck file. I hope you enjoyed today, and subscribe and watch all, and see you all next time. I hope I do well. You should see me at Top Dig in a couple of times this week, and hopefully I'll subscribe and watch all, and things are slowly getting back to normal. I hope you subscribe and watch all, and see you all next time. Peace out. See you in the end phase. Goodbye.